Good day, good day, good day. I'm trying this again because it froze. Let me see if it's extra hot. Can't see that, but it froze when I was speaking some very important truth. Okay, love, 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 joy, 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 peace, 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 and truth, 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 truth. Okay. Reclaiming your sovereignty, part two, part two, part two. It's very important. It's very, very important that we take back what is our birthright. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Sovereignty is your birthright. You are born sovereign, even though they technically do give you a birth certificate, which is like a birthing into the waters and at a port, and then you have a number. That number is actually on the stock exchange. You are born sovereign. Okay, you are born sovereign. So I'm saying all of that to say, let's pay attention. If we are born sovereign, it is not a that's not a fight. That's not something you just, it's yours. It's your right. It's your right to be sovereign. Yes. That part is not a fight. So let's stop the mental fights in our head of things that have been taken away from us. Let's stop it. Let's remain neutral when a new rule is put into place. Let's remain neutral and let's see it for what it is. Now, I'm going to start again with the mask. This is the point in which I got cut off. If you're claiming your sovereignty and you are wearing a mask, think about what the mask is doing. Number one, a mask is not going to stop you from getting a virus if your hands are exposed. Hello, I'm just saying. And even if your hands are exposed, you could still get a virus. You can inhale a virus. I mean, if you have a healthy immune system, it's actually healthy for you to inhale a virus. If you have a healthy immune system, I'm not talking about one that is compromised. I'm talking about a healthy immune system. Okay, now we're claiming our sovereignty, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically, we're claiming it at every aspect. So if you're in fear that if you don't wear the mask, you've just given your sovereignty away. You know that, right? If you're in fear that if you don't wear this mask, something's going to happen to you, just think about the part that you're playing. Are you the pawn? Are you the sheep? What part are you playing when you're in fear of something happening to you? That's very important. There's a fly that just dropped dead on the keyboard. Okay. No, he wasn't dead. Anywho. Okay. If you're in fear of wearing the mask, if you're in fear that if you don't wear this mask, something terrible is going to happen to your health, I'm telling you right now, you have given your sovereignty away because you're falling for the okey doke. All right. If you are sovereign and you're like, it's the law and I gotta wear it, but I don't want to wear it, you're giving away your sovereignty. You're giving it away. That's a different aspect of it. If you say, okay, they're making this a requirement to go into stores, I love to breathe and to speak my piece. I'm not going to disrespect or put in anyone that believes that that is the most appropriate thing to do. I'm not going to put them in a position where they're now feeling compromised by me. It's like I'm not going to impose my beliefs onto them. This is all in claiming your sovereignty. You put it on to satisfy the masses. But not in a way of resistance, in a way of respect. It's just like, if I come into your house and your requirement to come into your house is to take my shoes off, then I'm going to take my shoes off. Hello, I'm not going to disrespect you. Even though You don't have to take your shoes off in my house. That's your requirement. I respect that. It's not gonna hurt me. I'm not against you taking me taking my shoes off in your house. That's respect. So that's the same thing with the mask. Um, I prefer to go into places where I prefer to go places where you don't have to put the mask on. True, because that's my Yet, um, if I am at a place, that's why I keep it in the car. I put it on, and when I get out as soon as I hit the door, it's like I take it off and I breathe. Whew. Thank you for breath and speech. Sometimes in the store, I just have to speak. Especially when I got little man with me, it's like he don't understand what I'm saying, so I take it off and I speak to him, and then I just cover it. Sometimes I don't fully cover my nose, but that's not in resistance. It's just that I need to breathe. I need to breathe. And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I'm conscious of it. I'm not trying to fake the funk. It's just I need to breathe. And I'm going to do that. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying this from an angry place, not a mad place. I'm just saying. There's so many different levels to claiming your sovereignty. So many different levels. And if it doesn't really make sense for us to wear a mask. That's just point blank. It really doesn't. I'm true in a hospital, the doctors are required to wear a mask. What I heard though is what I'm going to start walking around with. Eucalyptus if you put eucalyptus on your mask, it is now eliminating the germs or the virus is killing the virus, whatever. Now I said, that's what I'm going to start doing, walking around with a bottle. Like I have eucalyptus and peppermint, as a matter of fact, in my car. It smells so strong of peppermint right now, which it probably is eucalyptus and peppermint mixed together. It's so strong that when you go into the car, your eyes may begin to burn, but healthy, it's not, I just know that inhaling that peppermint is actually good for your health. That was actually by accident though. I keep a spray bottle for a little man so that, instead of having a water gun, he has the spray. And I forgot the bottle was in there and it turned up. Turned up for what? No, it turned up and it spilled, but it's very strong. Every time I walk into the car, I go, I love this. I love it. Anywho, excuse me. I wanted to talk about another movie. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What does this have to do with claiming your sovereignty? Right? What does that have to do? How could you connect the two? And it's there's a point in that movie that is very, very significant in my opinion. And it's the point where Miles Morales believes in himself, and he wants to save his family and his friends, his newfound friends. He wants to keep his word, because the original Spider-Man in his world, because it's Into the Spider-Verse, is there are different dimensions of spider people or spider beings, and in his world he got bit by, I don't know the significance of the number 42, but I know the spider had 42 on it, and then the building that he fell from had 42 on it. So I'm not exactly sure of what significance that has, but I'm pretty sure, since it came up more than once in the movie, that there was some significance to it. Anyhow, so he was bit by the spider, and his senses drew him to this certain place, because he slept for over 24 hours, and then he grew, and then he kept hearing, his voice was so strong in his head, and he wanted some answers. He wanted to speak to his uncle, who, by the way, ended up being a villain, which he didn't know. And he had to speak to somebody, and he was led to where he spray painted, and then he was led to another area. Make a long story short, he ended up coming in contact with the Spider-Man of that day, Peter Parker. And he ended up making a promise to speak to Peter Parker that he's going to put this goober, to save the world, into the machine to destroy it. Anywho, make a long story short, he didn't have a lot of belief in himself. That Spider-Man died. Another Spider-Man from another verse, another world came, and that one was reluctantly showing him. But at the end, because he didn't have faith and belief in himself, and it got to a point where the Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker, was going to, risk his life to save the world in this world that was not his version of the world. And he was tied up. They took the goober from him, and his father came. He couldn't speak because his mouth was muffled. Anyhow, in other words, sometimes you have to reach that inner part of yourself that gives you belief in your potential. And the reason why I say we have to fast from mainstream media is because it takes away that from us, which is innate, which we're born with. When we're born, we can be anything. And then through our parents and social media and society, we take on these belief systems that are not our own. And it restricts us from the potentials that we have. There is no limit, not even to the sky. So we have to break outside of that box. And there are many boxes in this world. And know that you are destined for greatness. Peace, peace, peace. Love, love, love. Joy, joy, joy. True, true, true.